Hi, I'm Jonah Bornstein.
And I'm Brett Goldstein.
Today, we will be talking about hot and cold conflicts. For the past week, we have been researching this topic and are going to be presenting on what they are and how to resolve them. Take a moment and think about a time when you were in the workplace and either participated in a negative conflict or have witnessed a negative conflict. Now ask yourself, was this an emotional and out of control conflict, or was it more quiet and passive aggressive? How did the conversation progress? Did anyone intervene? What was the final solution? Today, we will be explaining the differences between hot and cold conflicts, and we'll also be providing you with tips and tricks on how to reach the optimal outcome. Now that you've thought of your example, let's see if it falls under the category of hot conflict. Hot conflicts arise when tensions are high and emotions are intensified. In some cases, both parties may be under a lot of stress and are using the conflict as an avenue to address this stress. Hot conflicts can also be the result of many small conflicts brewing over time until one of the parties decides to take the temperature up a notch. If you find yourself in a hot conflict, the next step is to cool down the situation to a manageable temperature.
Now that you've heard about hot conflict, I'm going to be introducing you to cold conflicts. Cold conflicts are the quiet arguments where team members are afraid to speak up and will say things under their breath. These will occur when there is tension or animosity in the workplace and team members aren't confident that their point will be taken seriously. They will choose to stay silent instead. This can also be detrimental because if team members are not comfortable with sharing how they feel, then likely their voices will never be heard when it comes to solving conflicts. It is equally as important to know how to resolve these situations, as cold conflicts can have negative implications on future relationships and overall trust in the workplace.
Now that you know what hot and cold conflicts are, we're going to run you through two different scenarios of conflicts in the workplace, and your job is to identify whether it's hot or cold. In example 1, Brett and I are co-workers, and we're working on a group project together.
Hey Jonah, did you finish your side of the project yet?
No, I thought Tyler was supposed to do that part.
It was mine and your responsibility, not Tyler's.
Oh my god, man, I'm so sorry about that.
Are you serious? The project's due tomorrow.
I'm sorry, I tried my best. I've had a lot going on right now.
That's not going to cut it. Half of the project's not done. This is all your fault.
This is your fault, man. You didn't tell me what to do.
You're kidding. How is this my fault? This is on you.
This is on you, man. You didn't do your part last week.
It doesn't matter. This is a new project. We're going to get in trouble for this, and we're not going to get paid on time.
How are we supposed to work together when we have this type of relationship?
I don't know. In example 2, Jonah is the boss, and I am submitting a project 2 days late. Hey, here's the project due Monday. Is that all right? I'm handing it now.
It's whatever. I mean, I guess it's fine.
I just really want it to be okay, and I hope it's not a problem that it's too late. I've been really busy with my kids and everything, and it's a lot.
Yeah, like I understand. Like, work's a priority, but I understand you have a lot going on. Just make sure to get it right next time.
Are you sure?
Yeah, don't worry about it, man. It's not the end of the world.
Okay.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Thanks.
Now that you've seen both examples, which one do you think was hot and which one do you think was cold? Take a second to think. Now that you've thought of your answers, here are the results. Example 1 was a hot conflict. The reason being, it started off with a good temperature. Brett and I had a civil conversation, but soon, as tensions rose, the conflict began to heat up, and it ended with a screaming match and both of us walking away.
The second example is a cold conflict. This is because as Jonah and I were talking, he gave me a very passive-aggressive tone that confused me as to how he was feeling. I asked, and he did not tell me. Now that we've given you examples of both hot and cold conflicts, we are now going to be giving you some tips and tricks on how to resolve them.
Now that you've heard about hot and cold conflicts, we are going to be giving you some tips and tricks on how to resolve each situation. Both are a little bit different, however, they require the same skill set necessary to resolve. It's important to keep a balance between hot and cold. The goal is for everybody to feel confident sharing their opinion, but not overly confident that they're verbally attacking other team members.
Conflict is beneficial when it's facilitated properly. It needs to be civilized, and if not, it can be counterproductive to the goals of the workers.
Everyone should feel safe sharing their opinion in the workplace, and when people disagree, it's not an invitation to yell over others. It is important to be fair to everybody and to listen. If people are not comfortable sharing their views, then cold conflicts will arise.
A leader is found when he or she can resolve a conflict. You want to take the conflict and de-escalate it to where it can be useful for people to share their ideas. In order to effectively lead a team, a leader must feel comfortable stepping up and controlling the room when there's a conflict. It is up to them to resolve it, because without them, chaos can ensue in the office. Leaders need to know what to do in these situations because each one is unique and will need a different set of skills to resolve it.
Leaving hot conflicts to settle themselves will almost never work, as the emotion gets too high and will result in upset coworkers. It is also imperative for leaders to step up in times of conflict because it will then set a precedent on what to do if these situations arise in the future. Keep in mind that your ability to navigate conflict shapes your character as a leader.
The best time to learn about this is when conflict is neither too hot nor too cold. By learning to control the temperature, you can make it more likely that you'll be well positioned to deal creatively with the next conflict that's coming your way. After listening to this presentation, we now hope that you have a better understanding of how to identify and address different types of conflict.
As a leader in the workplace, it is your responsibility to intervene in these situations so that your team can have optimal productivity.
When taking action in the next conflict you witness, remember to either cool it down or heat it up.
If you're able to follow these tips and tricks, then it's very likely that you will see growth in both productivity and trust in the workplace.
Thank you.
Thank you.